Hi guys! So I know it's a bit irregular that I do videos like this, but today I wanted to give an honest book review of some crime and horror. So here it is. Here are the books that I have. They're all from Holly Jackson, and I'm just gonna go into a bit of details about each book. I'll try to be very careful on not to give any spoilers, but when I am going to give any spoilers, I'm going to say from this point on there's going to be spoilers in the video, okay? But there's not now, okay? So I'm going to start. This is my favorite series, by the way. It's called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Here are the 3 books in it. We have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, obviously, the first book, and A Good Girl, Bad Blood is the second book. And As Good as Dead, I think. Yeah, As Good as Dead is the third book. You should read it in this in this order: first, second, third. Do not read it in any other order, because I have made this mistake. I have read the third book before I read the second book accidentally. Like, I read the first few pages and I spoiled the second book for myself. But obviously I did not understand what was going on, because, you know, it's connected. That's why it's a series, guys. If there's a series, you should read the whole thing. Anyway, so let's get started. Here is the first book of the series, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I loved it. It encouraged me to read the second book, and this is where I fell in love with Holly Jackson's writing. It is amazing, and I would recommend it. I'm 14, and I think that this is okay for 10 plus. And yes, I really love this book. I really recommend it for anyone who wants to read any horror books. But for me, I can't really predict plots. But I have asked my cousin about it, who also read this book, and said, like, some of the plot twists were like really shocking, and some were not very shocking, but overall I think this book was amazing, and I loved it, and I read them so fast. Like, this book is amazing. So this is the first one. However, the second book, okay, this one was amazing, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna read the second one, because I was like so encouraged. I read the second book, and it didn't quite meet my expectations. Like, yeah, it was shocking. There was a lot of shocking stuff. But it was a bit boring, to be honest. And you can see it's a bit shorter. And honestly, it took me a while to read this one. I can't remember the whole thing now, because I read it last year, November, I think. But yeah, I remember it being very boring, and I didn't want to continue reading it, but I really wanted to read the third book. So I finished it in the end, and it was, I mean, okay, it's not as boring as other books I've read. Let's get to the third book. Okay, my favorite was obviously the first book, then this book. It's really long, it's really lengthy, and there was a whole change of character between the first book and the third book, and I have no idea why. Like, it would have been better if the characters stayed the same. Like, yeah, okay, I understand character development. This is not development. This was, I don't know, the opposite of development. It's just, I don't know what happened to the main character, whose name is Pip, by the way. This is not a spoiler. It's literally in the beginning. So the main character, her name is Pip, and she had a major change in character. But Ravi, who you again know in the first book, you're gonna know him, it's not a spoiler, did not have a character change. Like, through the whole series, he's amazing, and there was no character change, and it was amazing. So yeah, it was really sad at the end, though. Mind you, I don't cry for stories, but this one made me cry. And then last one from Holly Jackson, before I go on to the spoilers, is The Reappearance of Rachel Price. So, oh wait, before, this was really predictable. I don't know, Pip was really dumb. it was predictable. It was really predictable. Anyway, this one. Okay, this is what thing I like about this book. Just saying. It's look. No folding. I like this kind of books. I don't think this one was the same. Yeah, this one was, you can like fold it but this one, look at that, no folding. Anyway, the reappearance of Rachel Price. Major plot twists. It was amazing, and I couldn't get myself to stop. It was amazing. That's the only word that I can find for this without spoiling anything. It was amazing. It was shocking. It had major plot twists, and I loved it so much. This is probably my second favorite book. So yes, I loved it very much. Although I have read some reviews in the Goodreads that this one was like predictable and stuff, but guys, it wasn't for me lah, because I was following through. Who was it? I think her name was. Hold up, let me see what's her name again. It just says me. Forgot what's her name though. Oh, Annabelle. Yeah. So I was following through Belle's perspective, and it was not predictable for me, but it was amazing. I loved it. Okay, so if you don't want any spoilers, you can just stop the video, and I hope you can read them. But if you are just here to know the summary, or you just want to be encouraged to read them, let's get started. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I am surprised. How old was she? I think she was like 17. Wow, how old was she? I just realized there's a bookmark in here. Anyway, forgot how old she was, but she's really smart for her age. I love Pip, and they're giving a series for her. They're giving a series for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It's coming out on Netflix on 1st of August, and I'm super excited. I hope it's similar to the books, because I hate it when they make a movie or a TV show out of a book and it's way different. Like, guys, make it the same. Anyway, Emma Myers is the actress for Pip. Anyway, I love Pip's personality in this book. I love her determination, and she never gave up, even though she was really, really threatened. And I loved Ravi, how he also never gave up. And when Pip wanted to give up, Ravi didn't let her. They were amazing. And yeah, I'm really glad to see them as a couple. It's amazing, and I love Pip and Ravi together. So yes. I remember bringing this to school, and I couldn't put the book down. Like, even during class, I apologized to, I think it was Uncle Saif or Miss Kira. I am very sorry, but like there was moments where we had like, I'm done with writing the math question and I already solved it, so I just pick up this book and read. So, and yeah, I also it's an amazing book. I couldn't put it down. I loved it. Also stayed up late nights just to finish this book. Second book, Unbelievable. I also really hate Max, and I forgot already like this character's name, but there was this really character that I really hated, and he was like always super sus from the first book and the second book. He was super sus, and yeah, I don't know what to say. She also started her own podcast, and she started a little bit of character change, but it wasn't that obvious yet, and it was just pretty boring in general. This is my favorite book in the series. So yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's boring. But you have to read it to understand the third book. The third book is the one that I memorized the most, remember the most, because A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It's in the name, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Obviously, there's going to be murder. There wasn't any murder. Like, she didn't murder anyone. There's no guide to murder. But this This is a true guide to murder. So, how I'm gonna say this? Okay, so this book is completely dependent on the first and second book, and Pip gets kidnapped while going to the. Remember the guy that I said that I can't remember what's his name, but he was super sus. So she was going to his house, even though at this point I'm like, that's not him. It's pretty obvious that it's not him, but it's Andy's father. It was super obvious by this point. As I said before, the plot was really obvious, but I continued reading it anyway because like I want to know what happened. And it was like I was still in the beginning. I think it was like this deep in or something. I don't know, but basically I just needed to know what happened. There's a lot of pages left. There has to be something important or something exciting, so I continued reading it, and I'm glad that I did. After Pip gets kidnapped, he leaves her alone, and then this is where this comes in. Pip escapes and murders her kidnapper. Thing is, she thought that after he kidnaps her, she's gonna die. So she left a whole bunch of prints, like fingerprints, hair, she scratched his car and everything, just so that if the police were searching for her, they would try to find her DNA. It was super, she killed him. And then you know how when the body dies, it slowly loses color, it becomes purple or blue, I forgot what's it called. Basically, Pip already knows this. She's an investigator. She likes this kind of stuff. So she remembers that, and she knows. According to temperature also, it affects this thing. I forgot what's it called. So what she did was she took the killer's body. He killed 5 girls. I think he killed 5 girls before. The point is, he took her body. He put it inside the car. And she put it inside the car, and she turned on the aircon, and okay, she also asked Ravi for help. By the way, Ravi came to her rescue. They were using like old phones. Thing is, second book. Let's go back to second book for a while. She's taking like some kind of drugs. Okay, no, second book. Hold up, I'm so sorry. Second book, she was really traumatized. Third book, she had all these kind of phones, like cell phones, that, like, they're disposable. And she uses them to get, like, these drugs, antidepressants or something. And Ravi doesn't know. By the way, there are a couple at this point. Second book, they were already a couple. So she uses some of these phones to use them with Ravi so that she doesn't get caught in this murder act. She cleans the murderer's car. She puts him in the car with air conditioning so that she slows down she quickens this thingy. I forgot. And she puts an alibi. So she tries to like add 30 minutes to this time thing. And she makes her alibi. She burns all her clothes, which has blood on them and everything, after she killed them. And she uses her this cell phone so that she can immediately dispose of it. Not throw them away. She's gonna burn them as well, so no evidence is there. And she creates her own alibi. Ravi has his own alibi, and then Max Hastings. First book was a rapist. Second book, I hated him. Third book, Pip is gonna get back at him for raping. So she frames him for the murder, and she was really scared that they might find out that she murdered him. So she murdered the murderer, okay? So sorry, I forgot the name. So she doesn't want to get involved in this town anymore because she doesn't want anybody to find out that she killed the killer. So what she does next, she moves out, she breaks up with her boyfriend, she goes in no contact with her family, and doesn't talk with anyone at her college because she's already graduated here and she's already in college. And then a few months later, the lawyer comes out and he checks all of the, he checked all the evidence, and it all points back to Max. How did she frame Max, you may ask? She gave him like a sleeping drug so that he could sleep, took his phone and put it at that place where they're gonna find that the murderer is dead. She put his phone over there while they're at their alibi. Why? I'll tell you why. Because the phone receptors. She put his phone over there so that the phone tower can connect and everything. So that's what happened. Now I know how to murder someone. Why it was sad in the end. I'm gonna show you the last page. Hold up. What's this? Oh, 5 survive. I want to read the 5 survive. Oh, wait, no, it's not a few months. Here, 1 year, 8 months, and 16 days later. 3 minutes after the verdict was read in the Crown versus Hastings. Max Hastings. Hey, Sarge, do you remember me? It's a text message, and we don't know if they got back together, and I'm super annoyed by this, so I really want the next book to come out. But the thing is, it said over here that Killjoy is a novella to the Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So maybe they get back together in that novella. Who knows? I hope they do. I'm sorry, I talked a lot about the third book, but it's the one that I memorized the most because I'm just super shocked about it. And excitement, حماسية, while I was reading it, and I loved it. This book, I don't know what to say. The mother was super sus. Annabelle's mother was presumed dead after she got lost 16 years ago. She just disappeared. She was gone 16 years ago. And then there was this film crew who was trying to see this, trying to dig into the disappearance of the woman who was lost. Her name is Rachel, by the way, and the daughter's name is Belle. So they were interviewing Belle, interviewing her whole family, and suddenly Rachel comes back. So she tries to find evidence that Rachel was purposely planning her trip and everything. This was all on purpose, and she didn't disappear out of, all of a sudden, she disappeared on purpose. So she tried to find evidence and everything. And then, at the last 100 pages, I think, forgot, she found books. Oh, sorry, before that, her father disappears as well, and she thinks that it's related to the mother. So she goes to, and the mother goes to the grandfather's house next to the bookshelf, so she wants something from the bookshelf. So what she did, Annabelle went to the bookshelf to see these books. She saw that there was in each letter, it was a little bit highlighted. This highlighted letter, all of them spell a word. Help me, I'm Rachel Price, we're stuck, and that kind of stuff. So she was in the grandfather's truck area. So 16 years she was at that truck area. Rachel didn't want to tell anyone because nobody would believe her. And let me tell you the reason for this. Look what happened. Annabelle, she goes to this place. What she finds there, her father was not the one who disappeared. Her father was there stuck. And then she was trying to get an explanation, what is happening here? Suddenly, Rachel appears. Rachel tells the whole story. The father, whose name is Charlie, he's very manipulative, okay? And he realized that suddenly his manipulation was not working on Rachel. So he wanted to kill her so that he could manipulate Belle instead, who's the daughter, okay? So while he had an alibi, he asked his grandfather to kidnap Rachel and then kill her. What he didn't do that, okay? The grandfather said, this is so, okay. Why did the grandfather agree to this plan was that Charlie was blackmailing the grandfather. How was that? The grandfather accidentally pushed his wife down the stairs and killed her. And nobody knows. Everyone thought, even the police thought, that she just fell down the stairs, but it was in fact the grandfather who pushed her. So Charlie was using that to blackmail him. But the grandfather was like, he was regretting his decision. He regretted that he accidentally pushed her. So he thought maybe Charlie would regret killing Rachel. Except Charlie never regretted it. So the grandfather, he kept coming to Rachel and giving her food and everything. But let me tell you this, Rachel was pregnant. And the thing is, she did want to run away. She wanted to run away with her soon-to-be daughter. And oh yeah, I forgot. My sister did not read this. Shut your ears. I have to finish this video. So she wants to create this new life for her daughter Annabelle and the soon-to-be daughter. And then, while running away, the grandfather intercepted them. So, yeah, Rachel did want to disappear, but she wanted to disappear with her daughter, but did not go according to plan.
You done yet?
No, not yet. But, okay, 16 years she was missing. But, okay, sorry. But she was released. She only reappeared 16 years later, but she was released 15 years. Why? The grandfather suffered a heart attack and he lost some of his memory. Due to this memory loss, he went to his truck area and he saw her tied up and he was like, "Why are you tied up?" And then she was like, "Oh, I accidentally got stuck here." So he released her, like unknowingly. Oh, and this soon-to-be daughter was later given to someone else because obviously she's not going to live in this place. It's not safe for her. Anyway, so after 15 years, the mother got out and she was trying to get her life all together and everything so that she can come back to get Belle and her soon-to-be daughter and then go away. So she only appeared 1 year later. She bought new clothes so that she can look like she just got out, and she got a job so that she has enough money so that they can actually run away and all sorts of stuff. She comes back. This is when Rachel reappears. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Annabelle has this cousin who's her best friend. So wait, I had to pause just now because my sister was here. So this soon-to-be daughter was Belle's cousin. It was because Charlie's brother couldn't get a daughter or a son, like they can't get children. So the grandfather took Rachel's daughter and gave it to them so that they can raise her up properly. And then Rachel found this out and she wanted to run away with both the cousin and Belle. Anyway, things happen. Charlie gets killed. The brother also gets killed. And she sends off the mother. It was really complicated, but at the end, they're living a happy family, but nobody knows anything. Only 3 of them know the whole story. The police just thinks that Charlie and Charlie's brother and the wife all went to a different country. They probably went to Canada with new identities and everything. But no, only the wife went to Canada and get a new identity and everything. But Charlie and his brother were both dead, and they can't find the bodies. And Rachel is living as Belle's mother and Belle's cousin. What's her name again? Belle's cousin, whose name is Carter. She was, to everyone else, she was the cousin or the niece of Rachel. But to them, she was the daughter/sister. So, very confusing. Lots of times I was like, what? And like, I love the book and I really recommend it. I loved all the Holly Jackson books, and I'm hoping to buy the next one. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you stayed to the end, thanks. I don't think anyone stayed to the end. It's like 30 minutes, but thank you. Hope to see you next time.